Hi guys, my name is Jaquetta. I am the owner of Royalty Interior Designs and welcome to my channel. So if you're new, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so you guys can stay in touch with every time your girl drops a video. Today we are going to be having a little bit of closet chats with me. So we're going to get straight into it. So as you guys probably know, you've seen the title, How I Got Scammed. I have a little story time for you. So let's get straight into it. Many of you know I do interior design for a living. I have been doing interior design now for a few years. And I also have a luxury pillow cover line. Let me show you. Let me show y'all because it's so cute. A luxury pillow cover line. And you can see my cute pillow I have in my closet now. You guys can get these at royaltyinteriordesigns.com. But let's get straight into it, because I'm going to try to make this video quick and not hold you guys too long. So I wanted to make this video just to, put out there so no one else goes through what I went through as well as what my client went through. I started working with this company called L&S Interiors. L as in Larry, S as in Sam, Interiors. This company is on all social media platforms, so it's not hard to find. Right? So I hired them because I was doing a project. I was completing a dining room in one of my clients' homes, and we wanted to go ahead and add an accent wall and get some painting done. Now, the position I'm in now, I pretty much oversee my projects. I come in, I do, the decorating portion of it, but when it comes to like walls and painting and stuff like that, I bring in my contractors to do that. So this particular contractor I was working with on a trial basis because he wanted to be a part of my company. So he was hired to do various tasks, hanging up lights, mirrors, to see if he makes the cut pretty much. So he stated that he could do accent walls and all of that kind of stuff. Ciao. Let me sip some of this because it ain't even wine, y'all. This is cranberry juice, but let me just sip it real quick. Okay, so I review his portfolio. He showed me his work. We went over the details of the project. He talked about how he was really excited and wanted to be a part, and he does barn doors. So I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. We went through the whole process, and he came along, right? So the project was supposed to be 3 days. So I want you guys to remember that and keep that in mind, okay? Supposed to be 3 days. So, and first, before I even get all the way into the story, let me just put a disclaimer out there. This is my truth, and my truth, though, comes with facts. So I don't know what his truth is in this situation, but this is my truth, and I have facts to back up everything that I'm saying, because what I do not want is people in the comments saying, oh, why would you get online to bash another black-owned business? So I want to make that clear. Everything that I'm stating, I have facts to back it up. And I'm also going to add pictures and videos at the end of this video so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Because I have text messages, emails, video recordings. I have pictures, honey, videos. We have it all. So I can back up everything that I say. So let's just start there. Also, one thing I do not do is I don't play about my business, and I don't play about my clients, because my clients typically become family and I build a relationship with them, right? So anything that my contractors do wrong, that reflects me in a negative way. So I take that very, very, I just take it very seriously. So back to the story. We hired L&S Interiors to come along on the project. He came in, he stated he could do these walls, he could do the wall in the dining room, and he could paint. So typically, like I said, I come in and I oversee the project, make sure my contractors are good. I don't really micromanage. I let you do your thing, because a lot of times, as clients or as myself, we come in and we're like, oh, what's going on with that? Why does that look that way? And they're like, let's just wait till it's finished. And pretty much most times when it's finished, it looks like a masterpiece, right? So the project was supposed to take 3 days. The project turned into 2 weeks. Why I say I got scammed, or I feel as though I got scammed, right, is because he false advertised. He came in stating he could do a project that he could not do. I'm not sure if the pictures that he provided of his portfolio are even his, or if he has even done that work. Because what happened was, as days went on in the project, he came in and he started doing the painting. And when he started doing the painting of the room, we asked for him to paint half of the room. It looked very sloppy. And, you know, I went to him and I said, hey, did you use tape? And I know everybody has different ways of painting and all that good stuff. Some people don't use tape or don't use an edger, whatever. Whatever works for you, works for you. But I just feel like if you're not the best, and that's what it was kind of looking like, you need to use tape. So he was like, yeah, I use tape. So I'm like, it doesn't look like it because I paint as well. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this doesn't look clean, whatever. But he assured me and my client that he would fix it. He knew we were dissatisfied with it. And he said that he didn't care if he had to come back 10, 20 times to complete the job. Now, me, that should have been my first red flag, right? Because one thing I'm like, it's a 3-day project. What do you mean you want to come back 10, 20 times to fix something? This is someone's home. We don't do that. We need to complete the project in a timely manner so that people can get on, you know, our clients can get on with their lives. Like, nobody wants somebody in their home 10, 20 times, because now it's going to look like you have no clue of what you're doing. Because if you got to come back 10 or 20 times, what are we really doing here? So he promised us he was going to fix all the painting mistakes that he made. When it came to the wall was done very sloppy. As you guys will see in the video, he did not seal any of the wood. And to go into a little bit more detail, we asked for an accent wall. And in the dining room on the main wall, which was supposed to be like a nice, beautiful design done with wood. So when you're using wood, you're supposed to seal each ends. Nothing was sealed. The paint was dripping, like it had the little drip marks, you know, if you don't catch it in time and it forms like a little teardrop. So he had that child all on the wood pieces. So we're like, what is going on? Why does this look like that? And he was like, oh no, don't worry, I'm gonna fix it. You know, we just gotta wait for the paint to dry. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing this. So he was like, I'm going to come back the next day and I'm just going to fix everything. Now, y'all, when I say it was wood pieces that were not down properly, nothing was, he didn't use the nail gun or whatever he's supposed to use to make it stay on the wall properly. Nothing was sealed. The paint was a mess. It was also on certain panels, it wasn't even painted. He didn't even finish painting it, child. Like, when I say it was a disaster. So I told my client, and, you know, she came in her room. It's her house. She came in her dining room to review it. And she's like, what in the world? This looks a mess. Like, what is going on? So I'm like, you know, he had just left. So I was like, okay, let's call him on FaceTime because we have to get this situated. You know what I mean? I didn't want her to feel like this is how her house, her dining room was going to look. So we called him on FaceTime. He answered and he's like, oh no, don't worry, I got you guys. Like, I take really pride in my work. I'll make sure everything is done perfectly. Like, don't worry, I'm going to fix it. So he was well aware of our concerns and our dissatisfaction with what he had done. So he was very sympathetic, stating that he was going to fix it and he was going to correct everything that he messed up. So the next day, I told my client, that night, I told my client, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to come here and I'm going to sit with him. So I'm going to come and literally sit with him, y'all, like he's a child, right? Because I'm like, baby, we can't do this. Like, so in my mind, I'm like just praying that he fixes everything that he messed up, right? So the next day he gets there and he comes in and he's like, first of all, I asked him what was this ETA because he's supposed to be there at 7:30. He never responded. He got there probably about 8:15, 8:30. So he comes in. He says, hey, do you have a ladder? No, why would I have a ladder, sir? That is your job. That is your responsibility. Why would I have a ladder for you? So he came unprepared. He didn't have everything that he needed to have. He asked my client to borrow one of her chairs. Now, when he was doing this, I'm noticing that he's putting the plastic down on the floor, but he's not covering the whole floor. So as he starts painting, the paint is dripping on the floor. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to make sure that, you don't spray the plastic out, So he's like, oh no, it's just paint, it's just soap and water. And I'm like, no, this is somebody's home. Like, you don't know what type of floors these is. You don't know what type of stuff they use. So as I'm saying this, the client walks in and the client is like, can you clean that up? Pretty much like, these are my floors. My cleaning lady just left. And y'all, most of the clients' homes that I do, they have beautiful homes and nothing is really inexpensive in there, right? So she's like, my cleaning lady just came and, you're messing up my floors. And he's like, oh, it's just soap and water. I'll clean it up when I'm done. And she was like, no, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't know what products my cleaning lady uses. And I don't want you to clean it up later. I want you to clean it up now, pretty much like I paid someone to clean my home. So I'm not trying to go behind it and clean it again and mess up my floors because I don't know what she uses. So he's like, okay. So he starts fixing it or whatever. And I think I'm like I'm in the hallway area putting a table together, right? So I happen to glance in. And when I tell y'all, he has paints all over her chair. The chair was not covered in plastic or anything. He has a paintbrush. And y'all, when I tell you this paintbrush was engulfed in paint, meaning from the handle where you hold it all the way down to where, the paint is supposed to go, it's covered in paint. And he literally has it in his hand, painting, and paint getting everywhere. So I'm like, this can't be real. Like, I think I'm getting pranked. Like, this can't be real. So at this point, I'm like, okay, we got a cool enough relationship. I can have a real conversation with him because at the end of the day, business is business. So my client wasn't around. I asked him, I said, let me just ask you a question. I need you to be real with me. I said, because the math is not mathing for me. Do you do this for a living? Like, is this something that you typically do? I said, because why is your paintbrush covered in paint? How are you ever, it's going to always look messy. You're not going to be able to complete anything with this paintbrush. And I said, and then when you're painting, you're just letting the paint drip. Like, do you paint? He was like, yeah, I mean, I just feel like, I just got in over my head on this project and it was a little bit more complex than I thought. And I said, why didn't you just say that? Why did you take the job, let me hire you, and you come on a project and play in somebody's house? I said, because at the end of the day, this is someone's home. This is not something that we could just rebuy, right? This is someone's wall. So you came in here and you played on these people's wall and you don't know what you're really doing. And he was like, oh, no, I could take criticism. Like, I welcome it because I definitely want to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do and do better. So anything you're telling me, I don't have a problem with it. And I'm like, sir, I'm getting worried. I'm getting concerned. I said, because this looks a mess and I don't know, how are you missing certain spots? I'm like, just go down each line and paint each one. But he was skipping through some, not painting on some of them. So I was like, Lord, help me, please. So at this point, I'm getting frustrated. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the car. I am going to charge my phone. And I'm just going to get a breather. And, he could tell I was upset and I was irritated. So when I went to the car, I had a come to Jesus moment. Okay, y'all? I said, Quetta, you got to figure something out. And you got to figure something out fast. But now I'm irritated because I'm like, I'm going to need to get the funds back from him. Because now I need to use those funds to pay someone else to take down what he did and do the wall completely over, which is now going to extend our project out even longer because this project now went from 2 days to pretty much a month. Because like I said, he was there for about 2 weeks trying to complete it because he kept coming back trying to fix things. So in my mind, I already knew he was going to have to be fired if I walked back in this house and everything did not look like it was supposed to look. So as I'm sitting there, I hear a boom, 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 knock on my window. So I don't know if y'all thinking the same thing I was thinking. I said, I guarantee you, he is going to come up with an excuse to hurry up and get out of here. Right? because I feel like he felt like he was in over his head. He wasn't going to be able to fix what he messed up. And he was pretty much exhausted. Like, he was done. He didn't want to do it anymore, right? So I rolled down the window and I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta go. My wife just called me. She said my son is in the hospital." Now, that's his truth, okay? My truth, in my opinion, I think he just sold me a whole box of lies and thought I was going to buy them. Sir, all of a sudden, your son is in the hospital. You have to leave immediately in the middle of a project that you did not finish, is not complete, it looks a mess. Now what? So we go in the house. He runs in the house. I'm running behind him to like go in there to see what everything is looking like. And he's trying to clean up. And he's like, "Oh, I'll help you clean up." And I'm like, "Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, sir. Don't worry about cleaning up." He's like, "Oh, no. I'm sorry. I know this is a bad reflection on your business. And, I'm going to fix this." He was like, "As soon as my phone charge up." Now his phone dead, y'all. His phone is dead. As soon as my phone charges up, okay, I'm going to send you back all of the money. Because at this point, I'm so sorry. I got to go. So as he's saying that, my client's husband is walking down the steps. And he's like, so he hears him say that he's going to return the money. Okay. So he was like, "As soon as my phone charge up, I'm going to send the money back." So he leaves. At this moment, I'm like, oh my gosh. Y'all, at this point, it's probably like 8 o'clock at night. It's too late for me to really bring the contractor in. However, my husband is a contractor and we work together on some projects, but not all. He's very, very busy. So I have my own set of contractors that I typically use. But I had to call my husband, bring him in. Thank the Lord he came in and saved the day. So shout out to Dave's Upgrades. If anybody is looking for a great contractor that does everything, reach out to Dave's Upgrades. Make sure you hit him up because he definitely is professional and will get the job done right. So he came in, he helped me, touch up the paint, fix things that we need to kind of fix a little bit. As far as like not touch up the paint, but like clean up the floors and all that kind of stuff. And then we had to come back in another day to basically go over all the painting that, Lamont did, which is the owner of L&S Interiors. So once we were finished, I said, okay, I have to find another contractor to do the wall. And I'm going to just, hopefully tomorrow, just get the money back from him and I can pay the new contractor. Now, I was okay at this point with taking a loss because I'm going to have to pay somebody double now because now I got to pay somebody to take down everything that he messed up. Not only did he mess up the accent wall, he told the client, hey, just to be nice, she had these panels going across the top of her ceiling. He was like, oh, I'm going to touch up the little paint spots on there. So I guess he must have used caulk or something, but it was a totally different color paint. So he just spot painted. So now he done messed up the lady's ceiling. Okay. So now I have to bring somebody in to paint that as well. But me and my husband end up having to paint it. I just say, you know what? I'll come in, I'll do it myself. Because at the end of the day, y'all, my main goal is I want my client to be happy. And I'm not going to leave my clients hanging ever. Like, I do this because I love it. You know what I'm saying? The money is just a bonus. Do we all want to make a check? Abso-freaking-lutely. However, I do it because I love it. The money just came along with it. You understand what I'm saying? So my main goal is to make sure that my clients is happy and they get what they want out of this project. Any project that I do. So I'm reaching out to Lamont. I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm emailing. I'm reaching out to him for my business number. I am having my husband try to reach out to him. No response. Now, y'all, this was around like the end of March. It is June. So when I say I try not to make this video to bash his business or, speak my truth. However, I still have not heard from him. So my question is, you still charging your phone? Is your phone still charging? Because what is the excuse or the reason that we still have not heard from you? what is the reason or the excuse that my client still has not received her money back? Because now we are pursuing legal action, right? Because before I was like trying to work with him, or maybe I might have felt like, okay, maybe he might feel like he should get something out the deal, right? That's still a conversation that we can have as business owners and communicate and go back and forth and negotiate if you are deserving of something. But for you to just ghost me and the client, that is very unprofessional in my opinion. That's very shady business in my opinion. And this is why I feel like I got scammed, in my opinion, because you ran off and we have not heard from you since, and we have not got back any money that you said that you were going to provide to me and my client. You were well aware that we were dissatisfied with your service. You were well aware that you messed up. You are well aware that I have text messages and everything to back up what I'm saying, as well as emails and invoices. So I'm making this video so that anybody out there does not go through the same thing and experience the same thing that I experienced with Lamont and his company, L&S Interiors, right? I would hate for someone to take a risk and go that route and they have the same experience that I have, you know. So all I can say is your choice is y'all choice, but I just want to put it out there because if I can prevent someone from going through it, I am. And I do want to add, just for clarity, I did take the loss. I did make sure that my client home was done and it looks beautiful now. I will actually insert the pictures that the new contractor did and everything that he fixed on the wall. So I am excited about that because, like I said, my main goal is to make sure my client is happy. So I was okay with taking the loss and making sure that everything was done properly, because at the end of the day, it's a reflection of my business. She hired Royalty Interior Designs. She did not hire the contractor. I did. So, you know, I have to be the ones who fix it and make sure that everything is done properly. I do have business insurance, but I just felt like for the amount of money that it really wasn't worth me filing under my business insurance. It was over a couple $1,000s. However, I just took the loss. But yeah.